Alright, what's going on, Simps? The Worst Duelist back with the Nephthys deck. So I wanted to do kind of an extensive combo video. This one's probably going to be a little bit longer. I want to include as many combo lines as possible, just so that I can show, you know, what the multiple different avenues that you can take with the deck is. Because I feel like, just from watching a profile of this deck, you really don't get a good grasp of where the synergies are and what it actually can do. So I'm gonna actually just start by just showing the basic combo again that I showed at the end of the deck profile, in case someone watching this did not watch the deck profile. But the combo is going to be Diviner and then any access at all to Conductor or the ritual spell. So it could be like pre-prep, it could be the ritual spell itself, you know, anything like that. So what we're going to start with is normal summon of Diviner, and then we're going to activate the effect to send our Herald. Then we're going to add to our hand the ritual spell. Then you simply activate the ritual spell, tributing over the Diviner, going Chainlink 2 Diviner, Chainlink 1 Conductor, so that they cannot ash or interact with our Conductor at the very least. So we're going to get out our Trickstar Nightshade, and then we're going to get out our Devotee. Then you're going to activate your Devotee to summon from deck. However, here they can unfortunately interact with this card, so that definitely does suck if they have an ash or something. But we're going to get the Matriarch out nonetheless. So we'll go into the link to the Nephthys Sacred Preserver. So we're going to summon the Sacred Preserver, and then we're going to activate its effect. It's going to add us the Sacred Phoenix to hand, and it's going to add back the ritual spell. Then we're going to use the Nightshade, and we're going to go into our Trickstar Bloom, and the Nightshade's effect will trigger. It'll special summon itself back. From here, we're going to use either Devotee or Matriarch, it doesn't matter which one, but we're going to destroy the Phoenix in our hand, and we're going to special summon that back. We'll use these two, and we'll go into IP Masquerena. And then we can turn these two here into the Samorg. So we'll have Samorg here. And then we'll use the Matriarch blowing up the other Nephthys card in our hand. Or if we have other cards that have synergies with the destruction, we can destroy those instead. But just for the sake of the combo, we'll do that. And then that will go into our Win, which will go into our Crusadia Avermax, and then we'll go end phase, get the bird. So this is what you're really trying to do. You're trying to make this with IP and then have this pointing to the statue, so that nothing on the board can be targeted and they can't just attack over the statue, and they can't special summon except for wins. So yeah, that's the basic combo. Now I'll get into some different variations or extended versions of the combo. Okay, so for this combo we're going to do double Diviner plus Spell or Ritual. You can also do something similar to this with Baby Rock, but of course the double Diviner is just a little bit better, just due to the fact that we get to tribute the Diviner from our hand to get its extra effect to get the Nightshade out of our deck. So anyway, it starts the same. You start by normal summoning Diviner, of course sending the Herald to get whichever piece that you're missing. And then you'll use the spell and you'll tribute the one in your hand, which is again, you'll go 2-1, you'll get your Nightshade, you'll get your Devotee, and then you will get your Matriarch. So obviously this is going to end us with an extra monster, one of them being a tuner, so we can have a couple different lines that we can do there. But anyway, we're going to go right into here, into Preserver, doing something very similar, of course, adding the Sacred Phoenix and adding back the Rebirth. We can turn this into our Bloom, and we'll special summon this back. And then we can go into our Crystal Needle Fiber. Of course, the Hulk will then go through our deck and special summon an additional tuner. You could just simply go for Baby Rock here. We can turn these two into the Samorg. Then we can go ahead and use our Devotee Engrave, special summon itself back. This can become a Herald. So we can summon a Herald to our side of the board. Then we can use the Matriarch, destroying the other card in our hand, doing the same kind of thing, turning these into the IP, and then this will become your Avermax, and then of course you will then special summon the Barrier Statue as well in the end phase. So you just get the additional piece of interruption with this board. Again, this is a combo that, you know, fares through interruption okay, I guess, especially because of the fact that you get to keep the Diviner. So if they do end up ashing your Devotee when you don't have the ability to chain block, then you can recover a little bit better from there. But again, this is another combo that can just die to Nibiru. But I think I'll show an anti-Nibiru combo next. Alright, so we have a 3-card combo here. A lot of the stuff that's going to be able to play through Nibiru is going to be a 3-card combo. And of course, typically they'll involve Bo Baboon or Miss Valley Baby Rock. The ones that you have to use Baby Rock for kind of end up becoming more of like 4-card combos, end up being more like your entire hand combos, but I digress. So anyway, you need specifically the ritual spell here and these other 2 cards. So it's, again, it's like I said, it's like not the most consistent thing in the world, but you do have the option to play through Nibiru in this deck, or really just Interruption before you go for your power play. So anyway, you'll start with the Disciple, the normal summon, and then you'll activate the effect. If it resolves, you'll then destroy the Bo Baboon in your hand, and then you'll add the Conductor. Then the Baboon will trigger. You'll special summon 2 Baboons from your deck. And here, of course, you can sculpt your hand if need be. You can kind of reshape things if you drew some of the one-ofs. So then from here, you're going to immediately make Gossip Shadow, of course. The Gossip Shadow, of course, says when your opponent would activate a monster effect, you can change the card's effect by detaching 1 material from this card to both players draw 1 card. By detaching 2 materials from this card. Sorry. Anyway, so you're going to activate the Rebirth. You're going to tribute over the Disciple. You will special summon your Conductor. You will get into your Devotee, and then you will get into... This actually has to be way over here. Just kind of running out of room whenever you put cards in defense mode. Anyway, you'll get into your Matriarch. So you will do the bird. You will summon the Sacred Preserver, and then you will search the big bird, and then you will add back your ritual spell from grave. Again, it's like all kind of the same combo line from here. You're going to go Devotee, special summon itself, turn these 2 into Simorg. So you summon your Simorg, and then you're going to use your Matriarch, pop this, special this, and then you will turn this into IP. Unfortunately, this combo does not get you to the Avermax because you end up using the Baboons early to make the Gossip Shadow. However, of course, if you did not end up needing to use this, like, I don't know, for some reason you just know that, I don't know, maybe you're just ballsier than me. But if you leave the Baboons up, then you have Avermax. But if not, you end on this, which is okay because of the fact that, like, it still is a safe line through Interruption and Nibiru because of the fact that we have this. And, you know, depending on what these 2 cards in your hand are, you may actually, like, if you had a Baby Rock, you can make the Fiber and then get the Avermax anyway. Because the Fiber, of course, will be a link to that will get you an extra material, which is all that you're really missing. However, you know, I kind of digress there. We're trying to do more of a closed environment, less in the realm of, like, 4-card combos. But yeah, so it's not the greatest board. You still have the options to go into the Appaloosa with these 2 if you've already burned this or they're threatening this. But yeah, that is a anti-nib combo that you do have the ability to do. Alright, so for this one, this is another anti-Nibiru combo. It's not exactly anti-hand trap, but it is just a Herald on 5 summons, on exactly 5 summons, which is cool. So what it's actually going to be is it's going to be these 3 cards, or access to these 3 cards, and any monster. So I chose the absolute worst one to draw, just to prove the fact that it can be any monster. So yeah, it's actually a quite clear-cut combo. You just start with the Rebirth, tributing off your spare monster, going into your Conductor, which will allow us to go into Devotee, which will allow us to go into Disciple. Then you will use the Disciple, you'll blow up the Baby Rock in your hand so you can add your Matriarch because you have not normal summoned yet. Then your Baby Rock will trigger, and then of course from here you can just simply synchro these guys and hard make your Herald of the Arclight. Now we can go into our Sacred Preserver, activating its effect, which will get us the chicken, which will get us back our ritual spell as well. Of course, again, we have not normal summon, so we can hold that off if we care to do so. We can go into the Devotee. We can go into the Simorg, Bird of Sovereignty. And then we can simply just normal summon the Matriarch and then destroy the Rebirth in our hand, special back any of our Nephthys monsters. And we can go into our IP Masquerena, ending on a very similar board to the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow one. However, this one does have its Macrocosmos-like effect, and that combo does take an extra card out of your hand, so it will leave you with just 1 card, and you'll be floating into your Phoenix if your board gets cracked. So again, this is like a bit more of a resource-intensive combo, but it is a way for you to get to some more statue through Nibiru, which is nice as well. So you can end on the Herald. That being said, if again you're not afraid of the Nibiru, then you can simply just make Hulk instead of making this and end on the Avermax with that same kind of combo line where you tribute the spare monster out of your hand. But yeah. So the next combo I want to show you is what happens if you don't have access to Conductor. Of course, your combo definitely does become a lot less powerful, but there is still ways to play without the Conductor. We're not going to end on a super fantastic board, but there is options. So we're simply going to be playing off the pre-prep in this hand. We're not really going to use the Baby Rock, seeing as how we're going to end up tributing it for tribute fodder, which in which case it will miss timing because the Devotee has to activate on summon. So anyway, you'll start with pre-prep. You'll add the Devotee, you'll add the spell, and then you'll simply just go for it, and if they got it, they got it. Not really much you can do about that. So you go into your Devotee, and then you can use the Disciple and destroy a spare card in your hand and add the Matriarch, and then from here you go into your Nephthys, Sacred Preserver. Effective Nephthys is Sacred Preserver. You can add the Sacred Phoenix to hand, and then you can get back your spell. So then you can blow up the Phoenix, or you can even blow up the Matriarch if you really just don't want to commit. With a hand like this, you can potentially blow this up and then kind of hope and pray that you don't die. You do have barrier statues, so 9 times out of 10 they are going to have to just kill it with an end board like this, so you can have a little bit more recursion going for you on the follow-up. So you can blow this up or you can blow up the Phoenix, because normal summoning this here really doesn't get you much except for like an IP that's not really doing a whole lot for you, to be just completely frank with you. Or it can get you another one of these, but again, that doesn't really do a whole lot for you either. So for the sake of this, we'll just say that we're going to destroy this, and then we'll get back to Devotee, and then that will go ahead and make us the Simorgling. So, I mean, obviously this isn't very good because you just end on Simorg statue, but for the next turn, you do have this coming back because it was destroyed, and then you have the ability to blow up the Phoenix to summon this back as well. And of course you're going to get your draw, and you end with 4 cards in hand, which is nice, but again, it's like it's kind of really showcasing that without Conductor, your combo lines aren't the greatest, but it still does at least get you into Simorg with follow-up, so that is something. I just kind of wanted to make a quick note of that is an option to you as well. Again, not the best, but it's there. Okay, so the last combo I wanted to show is kind of just like a Stone Cold Nuts scenario, where you open up with Diviner, Baboon, and pre-prep. Of course, pre-prep is just insane because it just gets you free fodder, and you can leave the Diviner up to do, you know, like Hulk Blaze and stuff. But anyway, we'll start with the Diviner, of course. That will then send our Herald as per usual. We'll have the Conductor. Then we will use the pre-prep, and then that will get us our Devotee and our Rebirth. So here you go. Rebirth, tribute the Devotee, you keep the Diviner, and you summon out your Conductor, and then that is going to special summon a Devotee, and it's going to special summon a Matriarch for you as well. So then you can go immediately into your Sacred Preserver. You special summon that, of course. That will then add you the bird, and it will add you back the spell. You can destroy the bird, you can special summon back your Devotee, and then you can turn those into Simorg. Then you can use your Matriarch and you pop your Baboon, and that will get you back any of your Nephthys monsters. And then you can go into your 2 Baboons. So you'll special out those. And again, this is something where you could even put this spell back and get a free draw if you want, or you could just leave it how it is and just not activate them. So naturally here you can do quite a number of things. So we can go into the IP now, just to clear up a bit of room, and then we can turn these 2 into our Hulk. And then of course the Hulk will special summon a tuner for us. We can turn those into Herald, and then we can go for these guys into Avermax, and then we'll end on this with our barrier statue. So again, this is like an alternate line to the double Diviner combo. And I think you actually end up with an extra card in hand because of the fact that you have the Baboon, but this kind of gives you the same sort of end result. This doesn't play through interaction quite as well as you would like, but however, it is a pretty decent and powerful end board, seeing as how this was made with IP, so on and so forth, things you've already explained. For the last combo, I'm just going to show sort of like when you have alternate lines to do something similar to what we did last without Diviner. Of course, this is a very, you know, high intensive, unsearchable, so on and so forth. It's a 4-card combo, but you know, like I said, Diviner kind of is something that will fix a lot of your 3 cards to 2 cards and 4 cards to 3 cards and so on. So, you know, playing without it, you do need to have more cards in hand, and we're definitely doing a bit of a fixed sort of what-if scenario. So anyway, you start with your Disciple, and of course you need exactly Spell for this. So you'll pop Baby Rock, and then that will get you your Conductor, and then you will special back your Baby Rock. Then you will use your Rebirth, contributing over the Disciple to special summon your Conductor, and then you'll special, whatever, you get all your guys out. So from here, you're going to go into your Sacred Preserver as per usual. So your special summon, you'll get the effect you'll add, and then you'll add back the spell, which is in the deck for some reason. But yeah, you add back the spell from grave that you used. Then you will use your Devotee. You will pop in hand, and then you'll special summon to go into the Preserver. I mean the bird, the Samorg Bird of Sovereignty. So from here, you're going to use the Matriarch. You're going to destroy the chicken in your hand, and you'll special summon back any of your Nephthys monsters, and then that will allow you to get access to your double baboon. And again, this is a point in the combo where you can just get a free card back, if you so care to do that. But anyway, you're going to go into the Fiber, and then the Fiber will get us into the Baby Rock. So now, of course, here you have 2 options. You can go into the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, or you can get into the Herald, because of the fact that we're using the baboon. But I typically like to go for the Herald because I feel like it just does more. So we're going to link or synchro those 2 off, and we're going to get into the Herald. And then, of course, we're going to get into the IP. And we're going to take these guys and return them to Avermax, and then we'll get our statue at the end. And again, it's just another line to kind of get you to the same end board. Just kind of really wanted to showcase in this video all the different sort of card combinations that you can do to kind of get to the same sort of desired end board of Avermax IP. With Herald and then this or whatever, or even just this. But yeah, that's really all I got. I just kind of wanted to take some time, do a bit of a longer video for this deck, and do like sort of like an in-depth combo guide for the Nephthys deck as well, just so that we can really understand what the interactions are. So whenever I do profiles for this deck, people know what I'm talking about just a little bit more. Again, it's like the deck is it's a casual deck. I mean, there's really just no getting around that. Unfortunately, it's just it doesn't have enough, and there's not enough broken interactions for this deck to be able to play through multiple forms of interaction. But I kind of just have a passion with this deck and trying to figure out ways to make something work with it. I don't know, I've just been on this list for a long time, just really trying to fine tune it, and just kind of make something work. And Diviner definitely does do wonders for the deck, but still, even then, it's just simply just not enough. You still kind of die to all the same things to a degree. However, like and subscribe if you haven't, so on and so forth. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's any questions you may have, or if there's any suggestions to the build that you might have as well, because I'm always trying to advance the current state of this deck list to try to make it as good as I possibly can. I probably will end up playing this at locals whenever I do have the ability to go ahead and get my other 2 copies of Diviner. Luckily for me, I pulled this one, so that's definitely nice, but I'm still looking for 2. So if anyone wants to PM me on Facebook that you're selling Diviners, that'd be fantastic. It's Alex McCown on Facebook, MCCOWN, Alex McCown. If you do have Diviners that you are willing to ship, I am in the market to buy. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. See ya.